Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about a quarter to 10. It's the 29th of January, 2023. And why is this day significant? Because Central Park has now broken their record for latest snowfall. I don't see anything. They haven't really put anything up on Twitter about this. Have not put anything on Twitter, I guess, about it. But, yep, it's official. So, plenty of clouds around today, as you can see. Even a few light little showers that moved through this evening, early evening hours. And, of course, it was a mild day, very warm again today. So let's take a look and show you what's going on across the area. First of all, across the country, you can see there's signs of winter here, including wind chill advisories for the upper Midwest. So that is a sign of some cold air finally on the move, as well as winter weather advisories for parts of the South. But let's take a look and see what's going on across our area here. And you will see here, it is very warm out there. We got temperatures still in the mid to upper 40s. That is way above normal. The normal high is supposed to be lower than this, and it's nighttime. It's unbelievable how warm it is out there. And I think we soared pretty much into the 50s today. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at our highs for the day. Highs around 50 degrees on Long Island, and in the mid-50s, actually probably toward western Nassau in the city, mid-50s, and Jersey mid-50s as well for highs. So very, very warm, way above what we're supposed to see. And if we just put this on the low temperature, if you want to laugh here, I think the lows were generally in, it looks like a few areas got below freezing. It looks like West Hampton. Looks like there was a little radiational cooling in some areas today. In the Pine Barrens, they did actually get to below freezing, but the more urbanized areas in Nassau and the city did not. But at least some areas saw temperatures got below freezing in the morning, at least for a little while. So, yeah, I know. It's just been ridiculously warm. So we're going to take a look and see what the climate report for Islip has, because we want to see how much above normal we were today. Let's see how much above normal we were today. So we were, 9 degrees above normal. Wow, that's, again, just incredible to see that. It's quite a departure. It's unbelievable. And we're going to look at the monthly data in a few days. And I'm sure Islip's going to record one of its warmest Januaries on record, probably, as well as a lot of other sites, perhaps even Central Park. We'll have to see. But we'll go ahead and we will look, of course, nothing being talked about because they want to be hush on it. Even the Weather Service wants to be hush on it. It's pretty crazy. So looking at our weather map right now, you'll see we have this cold front. We have one more warm day before this cold front comes through and finally brings some more normal temperatures for, now will be February once it actually comes through. But you'll see we have one more day of January. I think we'll have cooler temperatures. But as you see, here's your front right here. And here is the colder air building off to the west here. I don't know what I just did there. As far as severe weather goes, we got marginal risk in the south for tomorrow. Not really too much. So let's go look at the models, and you'll see why we got this cold air coming in. Again, it's very, very warm tonight. It's just absolutely ridiculous how warm it is. You walk around outside, you don't even feel like you need a jacket. So take a look at this, and you'll see what I mean. Look at the underground site, and you'll see mid-40s still in Mediola. It's crazy. South Shore also mid-40s. It seemed like there was a little bit of a sea breeze, but it seems like it has stopped. Actually, I want to take a look at some observations for that, so let's do that. It seemed like there was a sea breeze, and then it stopped, and the temperature actually went up. So let's go take a look at, I think this is Farmingdale. We'll go ahead and take a look. It seemed like there was a sea breeze. Yeah, there was. See, earlier on, we had more of a south-southwest wind, which made it feel cooler, at least. A sea breeze in January. And then the winds went more westerly, and that's why it got warmer. You're getting the air off New Jersey and the city now instead of the ocean. So that probably explains it. Okay. So let's go look at the North American view. And our jet stream, because this is where we're going to see some changes. All right. So you finally see that trough in the upper Midwest. That is going to move eastward. Again, this is the 18 ZGFS. You see it move eastward slowly. But you see the jet isn't diving down that much yet until we get toward the weekend, and that's when we'll see a quick shot of some really cold air, and then another trough looks like for your Sunday. So that's good. We're seeing some troughing in the east, but then look what happens. Look what comes back. The ridge again comes back. So still seeing a tendency for ridging in the east. And that's going to keep the cold air. They will have cold air, but it won't be consistent. It'll be back and forth. So we go to the upper air, and I could look at the European as well. But you know what? The European is so far off. I usually don't like looking at it, but it will. I just feel tired all of a sudden. This warm air just... Or anyway, probably similar, yeah. Similar agreement. The Euro isn't quite as deep with that trough in the east, but it still has the two troughs right there coming through. All right, so back to the GFS, and we'll go to the upper air. Show you where the troughing and the ridging is as we go in through this week. So you see the ridging in the east. You see it's kind of a zonal flow this week. We get into an outer edge of some of that cool air, and then we get that cold air that will come in for Friday and Saturday. And then another little bit of cold air, but it's not as connected to the other cold air. And you can see the problem is we don't have any blocking in Greenland. So when you have that set up, there's a tendency for ridging in the east and just transient cold air, which is what we're going to continue to see. Looking at the European model, and I'll put this back to the 12Z run here. Probably going to have the same agreement here. Yep. So pretty much an agreement on that. So we go and we move this down to the surface. And we'll first start with looking at the surface map. So now here we are at the surface. For tomorrow, it'll be dry until we get to it later. In the evening, when we have... Sorry, I just feel like yawning all of a sudden. When we have, when you don't see the sun very much, that's what happens. We'll have a slight chance of some mixed precipitation later tomorrow night with the actual cold front. And then colder air builds in. But you see the front's kind of hung up to the south a little bit there. Very flat flow. This is our next system here that's going to go diving to the south. I'm surprised it doesn't have any snow on the northern edge of that, but right now it doesn't look like it may not be cold enough for the snow. And then this is the cold air that finally builds in Friday, Saturday. We'll have that cold air. It's a quick shot, though, and then it's gone. One thing you'll notice here, it doesn't look like we see any snowstorms. Yep, no snowstorms. Here we are all the way till February 14th. And if we put the total snowfall in here just for fun, yeah, look at that. We're still white in Long Island, New York City, and much of New Jersey. So, yep, still waiting for that first measurable snowfall. Wouldn't it be something if we go through the whole winter, and I don't think that's ever happened, without any measurable snowfall. This pattern keeps up, we could very well do that. So let's take a look at the temperature anomaly chart. All right, you'll see the difference, though. At least we have that one more warm day tomorrow, and then finally things go back to near average on Tuesday and Wednesday. And it goes above average again for Thursday. Get another little more warm air ahead of the next cold front. And this is the cold front that'll come through. But you'll see it'll be a quick shot Friday into Saturday. It's going to be quite cold. It has the bright pinks. It'll be very cold for those 2 days. But then by Sunday, boom, we're back above normal again. And then the next shot isn't that cold at all. And, yeah, you get the idea here. Still, plenty of above normal weather in February. Could still wind up being an above normal month, even if we have a few very cold days into it. So taking a closer look at what's going to be happening here, let's go to the HRRR, and we'll go and we'll look at the 0Z HRRR and look at as far as the weather we're going to have. And again, tonight, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, probably maybe partly, so we'll have to look at the clouds. You'll see not a whole lot of precipitation at this front. And it's not really going to start until after 9 o'clock. You'll see some light precipitation develop, very light, mostly rain, and you can see it may be ending as a little bit of light snow Tuesday morning, perhaps. Don't think it's going to accumulate to anything. All right. Then the front's kind of off to our south on Tuesday, and the models don't agree on the placement of this either. That's the other issue, because if we flip this over to the GFS here. The FV3, we can use that, I guess. I think it moves it a little further south. Yeah, FV3 has it way more to the south. So you see you have different models in different spots. Let's look at the NAM. This is the 0Z NAM as well. All right, let's see what the NAM does. A NAM is usually the most robust with this, but it seems like it has a little something, but a very little something here on the southern edge. Very little. All right, so don't count on any snowfall with that. Just clouds and a little more wetness lingering into your Tuesday morning if it moves slower, which is what the NAM and the HRRR are indicating right now. So let's go and back to the HRRR model, and we'll use it to look at our temperatures and our dew points and wind flow. So here we are for tomorrow, and you'll see actually the winds go more westerly tonight. So we have westerly winds, northerly winds, and then they become easterly and to southeasterly later in the day. And you see not a whole lot of moisture in the air. That's why we're not going to see too much precipitation. But you'll see how we have the north wind come through here, but you see it's slow with the timing and bringing the dry air in than the GFS, which is quicker. And again, if we flip this to the GFS, you'll see it's definitely quicker with bringing that drier air in. But you'll still see that front getting hung up to the south. But let's move this along here the rest of the week while we're at the GFS. You see those dew points start dropping, especially Wednesday. Then we get that southwest surge on Thursday. It brings us back into the warm air, and then boom, we get into the really cold air Friday. And yeah, that's going to be some really dry air. Look at how low those dew points are. It's putting negative 30 dew points over us. But then it's gone, right? And if the dew point's negative 30, you know what the surface temperature is going to be. And then it's gone very quickly. All right. So now we'll move this over to the temperatures, and I'll stick with the GFS on this so you get the idea. So here we are. Sunday, obviously above normal. Above normal tomorrow, too. Temperatures probably similar to where they were today, around 50 degrees, maybe a little warmer than that. And then here we are as we enter Tuesday morning. You're going to start off in the mid-30s, and your temperatures aren't going to rise very much, probably in mid to upper 30s to around 40. Tuesday, Wednesday, mid-30s, so mid to upper 30s. We'll be just about average, 20s at night. We warm up a little bit in the low 40s on Thursday, and then here comes the shot, a bit of cold air. Friday, we're not making it out of the 20s. Teens, possibly single digits at night. Saturday is going to be the really cold day. Look at Saturday morning. It actually has us around zero. Around zero. I'm going to see if did the 12Z run do this too? The 12Z run is doing this too. So it's going to be bitterly cold on Saturday, around zero to start, and then we're only going to make it into the teens on Saturday. And we're going to struggle just to get there. This is going to be a really cold air mass. Just you have that again. We have this. What it seems it's like this whole winter has been just long periods of warmth, and then you get cold. You get it for like a day or two. It's just really extreme, and then it's gone. And then Sunday we're back near 40 again. So it's going to be a quick shot, and then for Monday we're back into the 40s again. As you see, looking at next week, you see no really as we go to the beyond. You don't really see any really crazy cold air. We just have that one outbreak, but that is going to be very cold for sure. That we're going to have to deal with. So let's go look at the skies, and we'll go to the RGEM. I guess we'll start with the RGEM on the skies, and then we'll look at some of the other models. So tomorrow, obviously, I think we'll have some clouds around, cirrus clouds probably. Maybe in the afternoon, maybe we'll see a little more sunshine, perhaps a little bit of a little band of clearing right there, perhaps. And then for Tuesday, well, this all depends on where this front is. Now, if the front's further south, it looks like a mostly sunny day across Long Island and maybe more clouds over New Jersey. For Wednesday, we're getting clouds from that system that is moving by to the south. And then for Thursday, it clears out again. All right. NAM model, and this is where all the models are going to disagree. NAM has a lot more clouds for tomorrow and probably for Tuesday as well. Yeah, it keeps us in the clouds. And then NAM pushes it further south, and then Wednesday would be sunny. So we have disagreement here. You go to the GFS. GFS has the clouds over us Wednesday. Thursday still has us in the clouds, all right? And Friday is when we clear it out. You can see skies clearing on Friday. And that blustery wind that we're going to have, I'm sure. And then Saturday, you'll see clear skies. However, I will caution that if you're by the ocean, There's going to be ocean effect for sure with these warm water. You have water temperatures 46, 47 degrees. Sea surface temperature is going to put air in the teens and single digits over it. There's going to be snow squalls offshore. And if you're on the Cape, too, it's another downside to Cape Cod. I know people suggested for me, go live in Cape Cod, but you're going to get a lot of clouds when you get these kind of air masses and snow showers. It's like being downwind of the lakes almost. And we'll have to watch for lake effect as well. It's just going to be interesting. It's going to be a quick shot and then it's gone. I don't really want to run the cloud forecast any more than that. But it looks like at least we have a few more opportunities for sunshine at least. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we actually get some this time, which would be nice. Now, I can look at the FV3, but that's kind of an old run. I don't really want to do that. I could run another cloud model. I'd rather not. I think that's most of them. I think the best chance for the best sky is probably going to be in that bitter cold air mass Friday and Saturday, because that's very dry air. It should keep the clouds at bay. That's what you need. You need to keep those clouds at bay. It's crazy, though. I'll tell you, it's going to be very, very cold. Going to be one of the coldest days of the year, probably. Like I said, these models are just putting insanely cold temperatures over us. And again, if we look at Saturday, you'll see not out of the teens. Actually, we can request sounding here, which also shows you sounding. And it gives a surface temperature of 11 degrees in the middle of the day on Saturday over Long Island. And if we start out in the morning here, let's get in the morning. Yeah, right there is good. It actually might have us at 3 degrees. So, yeah, it's going to be really cold. Enjoy it. For those who love the cold, this is your chance to enjoy some nice Arctic air because it's going to be in and it's going to be out. And then who knows, that might be the last time we see it until next winter, perhaps, at the rate this winter is going. But at least a little bit that's spilled over, a little bit of cold that we'll get and get to enjoy. So let's go now to the Climate Prediction Center on the 6 to 10 day outlook, and you'll see here it's got the below normal over the northeast, above normal in the center, and then unfortunately when we go to the 8 to 14, above normal again with the temperatures. Precipitation near normal, above normal in the middle of the country, and we slightly above normal. So you can see this cold air isn't going to stick around. It's going to be with us for a little bit, and then it's gone. It's the way this whole winter has been. It's just been very hard to get any cold weather, and whenever we do get it, it's very brief. But I think you're going to be pretty surprised at how cold it's going to be on Friday and Saturday. And if the wind, it's going to feel like it's below zero. So you're going to have a couple of really, really bitterly cold days. But other than that, it's back to the same crap again that we've been dealing with for most of the winter. Let's see if I've got an update on the ice situation. And we'll go and we'll look at the Snow and Ice Data Center because, after all, this is really important stuff here. And let's see if they've got... Nope, they have not updated it yet. They still have a statement. They do have the chart updated, so we'll look at that. And again, this is, the sea ice map. And you'll see large areas that are supposed to have sea ice that don't. Like in between Newfoundland here, over in this area here, there's supposed to be sea ice. Great Lakes, obviously. There's not going to be any sea ice there. There's supposed to be sea ice over here as well. I think that's the Barents Sea. And then over here, you can see it's all thin sea ice. So there isn't as much thick sea ice as there should be. All right? This is sea ice concentration map 28th. That's because I have spring allergies in January. Because I'm seeing the trees budding. It's crazy. Here we are. Look at that. Well below the median here. So this is some of the lowest amount of sea ice on record in the Arctic right now, right? And we have another chart we can look at here that shows us more years, and we are the blue line, and you can see we are at the minimum. So we're tying for the minimum, and we may very well go below that as well. So it's crazy to see what's happening in the Arctic. Everybody should be alarmed about that, but of course, nobody really is, and nobody wants to talk about it. You know why. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. I hope we at least can get some sunshine in here. And it would be nice to get some cold weather. A couple of days of bit of cold weather, even if it's just a couple of days, will help, at least maybe kill off some of the bugs, especially those damn southern pine beetles. Maybe a few days of it, especially if it's in the single digits and if it goes below zero, that usually kills their eggs too. So hopefully we can get that to happen. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Have a good night.